Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Association of Into Dogs. This is going up on our YouTube channel. I remember to say YouTube channel this time because normally I forget. So, yeah, we haven't done many of these chats so far this year. We're still getting back into the swing of things. But today we're joined, Mark and myself are joined by Tess Eagle-Swan, and some people might know the name from previous books Tess has written. Her fabulous dog, Grey, who, if anybody remembers the video that went viral a few years back of Macruff's, it was absolutely hilarious. And hey, I could waste an entire hour introducing this amazing, extraordinary woman who is an absolute dog nut. So I'm just going to pass you straight over to Tess. Say, welcome, Tess. Thank you for joining us. And tell us about you and your travels and everything dog-wise.
It's lovely to meet you, and thank you for inviting me. What a journey. I had no idea that I would end up rescuing dogs who are extremely challenging and who started me on a journey of learning about dog behavior, dog emotions, and communication because I'm autistic and I find people incredibly hard to talk to and understand. I look like I know what's going on, but believe you me, I don't. And masking. So it's interesting masking because our animals, and many of us mask in social situations, and our animals can see through that. Now, I have LGD, which is livestock guardian dogs, and they are rarely trained to a level of obedience to do things like become an assistance dog. Kratu was my assistance dog, then Polo, and Vega is my latest. And it's really been hard because these are independent thinkers. They're not biddable like collies and the other usual ones. And that's a journey in itself, is understanding what the dog is bred for. Well, guarding against wolves and bears, and you find a lot of those in shopping centres. And yes, I've got a terrible sense of humour. And funnily enough, Kratu's famous for his sense of humour at crafts. And typical to his breed crosses, he chose to do his own thing. He absolutely adores performing. And in a moment, he chose to do his own thing in a tunnel. And he went viral overnight. And he just absolutely loves to make people happy and smile. And when he gets laughter, and I think that's why he's learned so many dastardly things, is I laugh at him and I'm marking a behavior. So he's learned, this is good. Naughty. Well, we don't say naughty anymore, but inspired thinking, unique thinking. He's a huge opportunist. One time he stole some things I'd left. I left him on his own and he took the labels off the tins of food so I couldn't read them. He took out a packet of spaghetti and scattered it round. And then he opened some sardines and ate the contents. And it was a bit of a Kratu Banksy sculpture in the middle of my room.
How did
But
he
I
open the
walked in.
sardines?
Uh,
How did he open the
I
sardines? Even I struggle opening sardines for my
No
dogs.
idea, no
If I could
idea.
teach
But
them
there
to
was
do
a
it themselves, maybe.
mound, and he'd obviously had a great time, and he was incredibly proud of it. So all I could do was laugh. And yes, he's a law unto himself, and he's we call in the dog you need. So many of us call in dogs that have had um, different life experiences because they need to heal as much as we need to heal. And they open the door to us looking at our own healing journey. So I called in these great big dogs that really didn't take much notice of me. And that three male teenagers, I ended up starting to look for help because I realized, what do I do? I'm not putting them back into rescue. I need to know more because I'm out of my depth here. And it was an amazing journey, starting to find out about different things I could do. And Crato and I suddenly clicked with communication because I gave him choices. And instead of launching through the air and doing what he wanted, he was quite something. He preferred to do uh, trick training. It's always our favourite go-to thing. And we did Do As I Do. He was the first dog in UK to pass his Do As I Do exam, and he's fantastic at copying me. But I mean, learning about that, they all copy each other, and Vega has learned from Cretu some wonderful skills. And it's amazing watching animals together and how much they learn from each other, but they also watch us. And that's where I think we have to be careful what we do sometimes because it's easy to reinforce wrong things. I know I make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. And they let me know. If they don't want to do something, my dogs are very opinionated. And it's like, no. And I have to look at myself and how I am. If I'm really not in a good place and I don't want to do anything, then I look to them for their needs and I provide for them. And then I forget all about my problems, all about my stress, all about my heavy energy, because we've gone through that with my caregiving for them. And I've got happy dogs. When I've got happy dogs, I'm happy.
Yeah, I think I'm similar to you. So there's quite a lot of days I don't want to get up and do anything. um, but you've got to walk the dogs. So
Yeah.
you kind of force yourself to do that. And of course, for me, with the young thug, when he's tired, he's great. And he falls asleep and I get some rest. So you're quite, it does make you feel better. You get out in the fresh air, you do a bit of walk, and you do forget a little bit about things, don't you? But it's just nice to have, it's almost like, it's not an excuse to go and do something. And it's almost like, well, I have to go and do it anyways, just get on with it. And it kind of gives you a better, I think, life philosophy. No matter what happens to you, you just got to get on with it. You can't change it. Just do it. Just keep going. And I think that's what the dogs give me, certainly. Because I met you last year
Yes.
at that dog show.
Yes. And I just had radiotherapy
That's it.
and I shouldn't have been out and I nearly collapsed in the ring, but that doesn't stop me. I love the show. Do I like winning? Yes. I'm competitive. Nobody goes to fun dog shows just to be in it. We've got to be really honest. Everybody goes in because they'd like to win a red rosette. And also, it was really good for my dogs because of Polo looks quite angelic, but he's not. He's a Meerretic cross. And I know because his brother's identical to Cretu, and Cretu's very Meerretic cross Carpathian. So I have to keep him well behaved around others. My dogs are never going to accept, they're not dog park dogs. I can't take them to a park with dogs coming up off lead because they're flock guarders. So I don't put them in that situation, but I do expect good manners around others. And I'm delighted with that.
They did
So
well
I
Sunday.
needed the practice. So we had to come. And it was actually a wonderful, wonderful show.
They did well on the walk Sunday.
I'm really proud of them because my friend, he's really not well. He's got Parkinson's
Oh, bless
and
him.
he had to go back. So I'd set myself up to fail by turning up with two dogs. So I'm really.
It's when all the deer got very close. There was
Oh,
three dogs that were very interested. I mean, they were only, 20 meters away. So they did really, really well. And Vega was getting a bit flirty towards the end with mine.
yes.
But it's good to see. I think you mentioned as well, you've been out to the jungle.
Yes. Yes. I had an illness, a liver disease, and I started studying all different types of healing. And I had about 17 diplomas. And I thought, oh, I can do this. I can cure myself. So I went off around the world looking for a cure. And um, I was 3 years in South America, and then I realized that there's a lot of really broken people looking for themselves in sacred places. And the only place you can ever get better is inside yourself, and to find, to be heart centered, heart based. And it doesn't matter where you are, the work begins within. So I went home and I did a conventional, was a sort of chemo treatment, second person in the world to have it. 72 weeks of a really gruesome inject myself in the stomach treatment. And I did it with a Sarloose wolf dog. And she was a piece of work, but she was amazing. And she led me to my first Romanian rescue. And yeah, then they fell in love. And I was absolutely, they weren't interested in me. So I thought, well, this is not what I want. I've got you two because you're company, but you don't want me because you like each other. So that's when I put this call out to the universe. I wanted a clown. I wanted a big dog. I wanted a kind dog. I mean, I've actually found the list and it's unbelievable, but it's Kratu.
Wow. What got you into dogs in the first place?
Well, it was horses. I could talk to horses. And then I went off into a dark place. And I've always found animals and nature easier, and it's a happy place to be in. So yeah, that's I'm a country girl. So growing up in the countryside, horses, dogs, it's quite normal.
So the first introduction, I suppose, then you're talking to horses, you're understanding the body language, all that kind of stuff, and then just like a natural progression to dogs at that point.
I went through major addiction and all sorts of things, and when I actually came through it, and I had to make choices about wanting to be here. It's quite a lonely place when you don't get on with people, when you don't understand the human race. And that's why I went to the jungle as well, because I needed to know that there were other people like me, that was it. I was calling it. And then I found there are other people like me, and people that just accept you, people that are full of unconditional love. And then we're going back towards animals. Animals are so accepting, and they see beyond our masks. They accept all our issues and our problems. Mine don't mind if I have a bad day. They take no notice if I'm bad tempered, and they just don't care. And I've got the most laid back hippie dogs imaginable. They're just peace and love, just chill,
Well, there's one thing right behind you who's on the settee, quite happily asleep back there.
I did see movement a second ago, yeah.
There was a rather energetic yawn a minute ago. That was it.
It's amazing, but also I see so much. People are doing things with their dogs. Do, and there's all this diagnosis for autism and ADHD. I'm all of that plus loads more. But what they have taught me is stillness. I'm not going to give them a Kong. I'm not going to give them a licky mat. They're calm. I've got 4. Hang on. 3 here.
Had 4.
3 here. Kratu's on my bed. He's on the mummy bed. And they will settle because I taught them how to settle when they were puppies. And that's what I expect. And I've got to share this. It's so lovely. When they're in the car all together, they can shout. They're very noisy and they're very annoying. But when I'm on the phone, they all go completely quiet. I can have a phone call, and the minute I cut the call, they will start again, and then they stop when somebody rings. How have they learned that? It's amazing, but they have.
What inspired your book? What brought you to the point of I need to write about this?
You see, Kratu ended up. I met somebody called Karen Nicholson. She takes the amazing photos of my dogs, Little Pip Photography. She's fantastic. And she was working at the Animal Hero Awards, and I decided that Kratu should have one because Rafi was put up, but Rafi's he's not he's a homeboy. Rafi's not like Kratu. He never has been, and so seeing this other side of where people say, "Look at what my dog's done." I mean, he has got the most amazing story. He comes from a Transylvanian camp, a really dark place. I rescued his mum. I rescued three sisters. I actually went there and met them, and that's when I met Rafi. And he's been to Parliament. He's met the King. He's the first dog in the world to fly back to Romania to attend a lecture for animal psychology students. He's been my assistant's dog. We've been to Parliament for animal welfare meetings. You know, he's a trailblazer and he's led the way. And I think he deserves much more recognition. I actually think there should be a film about him. I mean, he's just such an extraordinary dog. And anyone who meets him, he has a special energy and light. And people just relax and smile. It's quite something to see. And he has people all around the world who follow him, and he changes a lot of people's lives. They go to him first thing in the morning. They've got all sorts of problems that they're dealing with, and they go to him because he makes them happy. So, yes, that book needs to be out there.
Well, he sounds just like me. I'm so healing and lovely with people. So yeah, I mean, it's a cracking. But I will get. I only got this Sunday, so I'll be reading it at some point. But yeah, it's got some cracking pictures in there as well, which is really good. So I've done a quick spizz through, as you were. But yeah, it's lovely. I will I will get onto that. So you've now got the 3,
4.
Rafi's on his last legs. He's on his last legs for the last 6 months. I believe in quality of life, and I was going to let him go last Christmas. And my friend who's the photographer, we booked a wood, and we went down to the wood, and something strange happened. She was taking pictures. I'd taken his collar off, and I could not find his collar. Couldn't find it till I got home, and then it fell out of something I was wearing. But when I look in the pictures, it was on one side, then it was on the other side over my shoulder. Rafi came out of that wood a different dog. No idea what happened. He had dementia. He came out with no dementia.
Wow.
He full presence, and he wanted to be here. And this is a dog that had given up and could barely walk. I don't know what happened. I don't have any answers. I have a feeling his mum, who's no longer here, that she's with him. It's really bizarre, but he's just a different dog. He is getting to the point where he can barely walk, and he's about 50 kg. So I have to have a harness, pull him up underneath and shunt him into the car. But I keep hitting my head doing it because he's so big and my arm hurts. And he's now reaching a point. It's not sad. I owe him the dignity of going in peace and not in pain. And I will do a shamanic ceremony. I will cut ties, and he will pass with love and a celebration of his life. Because to look at their lives and the gift that they bring us, the joy is more important. But also, souls are eternal. So their soul is the same. The physical body might not be here, but the soul is still there. Your love is still there. Your connection is still there. And that's what I've done with the other 2 that I had that passed. And it was a beautiful gift to hold them in my arms and let them go. And then I bury my dogs. My friend lets me use her land. And it's a celebration of life. Death is part of life.
No, I get that. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's still still very emotional. Of course, we spend virtually all of their lives with them, so it is very hard to let go. But I think you've got a good handle on it there by thinking more about the celebration side of things as opposed to the negative side of things, which is what we do as humans anyway, don't we? We look at the negatives first, but it's never easy to say goodbye, though, is it?
No, no, no. It was with my wolf dog. She wanted to go, and I let it go a little bit too long, and she got quite angry with me. And yeah, she really, it was, for God's sake, look, look, I got a very clear message, and
Yeah.
yeah, she was so ready to go, and I didn't even feel sad. I did a drumming ceremony, and she was covered. I washed her with rose water and put rose petals on her and swan feathers, and it was so beautiful. I looked, and all my friends with me were crying their eyes out. It was while I was singing some songs from the jungle, and it was so powerful. But the next day I woke up and I was happy. She just wanted to go, and yeah, it's something. We have a contract with our dogs, a soul contract, and we have to see it through to the end, and giving them the the quietest, kindest passing over is so important.
No, I agree with you. I mean, Denise, one of her dogs, he was supposed to wasn't supposed to hit two, was he?
No.
And how old is he now?
On Friday, he will be 13.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, there's I also another thing, I didn't realize how big dogs are so expensive when they get older, because all the supplements and things, you look at a little bottle and it's for a little dog, it's half a tablet. For a big dog, it's 10 tablets, and it's like, oh great, this is going to last a week.
I got supplements for my guys, and one is 42 kilos, the other is 46 kilos. And I swear I gave them the supplements for 2 days and I could hear them rattling as they walked. I thought, no. It was like, no, too many capsules. And if you open them, then they're just getting like a bowl of powder for their dinner. It was like,
I
no,
know.
no. It's so
It's
small dogs have advantages.
Oh gosh, yes. And with trick training as well. It's I've done well with Crater with trick training at shows, but when I see people with little dogs doing when they do a middle and they've got their paws on your feet and you're walking, and I've got this great big hulk of a beast come charging through. He's nearly had me over so many times. But there was one judge, and she actually gave me the best trick, because there were two girls who were really professional, but she turned around and said, I have to give it to you because it's twice as hard with a dog your size. Um, yeah, it's little dogs. I call Vega a little dog, but it's much easier with her.
Well, she is a little dog. I mean, she's not a big dog, is she?
No, she's not. No.
She's very sweet, bless her. So any more plans for any more books?
Yes, I think so. I've started, well, I wrote my one, but then I changed my mind. I'm not quite sure what to do with self-publishing or going for an agent again. And but what I think I'd like to do is write about dogs and souls and energy, because it's absolutely transformed my life. Instead of paying attention to my neuroses, it's given me joy and happiness. It changed what I did, and changed my focus. It changed my perception. It's brought me laughter. It's brought me happiness. It's just been so many gifts by having these dogs, and I think we mirror our animals, which again always makes me laugh, because I look at Crater and I see myself, but I see myself in Vega, she's quite serious, and she really is a thinker. And then she has a play side and a fun side, very smart and focused, but she really likes to observe and think. Polo is a big goof.
Yeah,
He's Frank Spencer of the dog world, which
I like him. I like him. I like him.
he really is.
I saw him Sunday. I mean, he's got the most stunning eyes, but he just looks like he's looking for the next thing to do, to annoy somebody or to be mischievous.
He does. He trips me over. He's oh gosh, he's so annoying, and he tries so hard. And the more he tries, the worse it is. He really is Frank Spencer,
He's
and
awesome.
oh, he's such a funny dog, such a funny boy. And Rafi's the big, serious, gentle giant. But even Rafi has a funny side. He's a one-trick pony. I taught him Shy Boy, and he gets his big paw and he tries to put it on his nose. It's Rafi Shy Boy, Rafi Shy, and he tries to join in. Bless him. And they're all different parts of me, and that's the thing. Our dogs bring. We call in the dogs we need. You have a choice whether to work through stuff with your dog or not, but by understanding and educating yourself, you bring the most amazing animal human bond you could possibly, you can't imagine, but you have to learn to work with that. What is your dog saying? Polo yesterday, I found this new part of the woods near where I'm at, and it's so magical and mystical. And he was, I did some Toltec seeing work, energy thing, and I suddenly felt so grounded, and I didn't want to move. And then I said, "Come on, Polo, we're going." And he stood there and he said, "No, I don't want to go. I like this." So I went, "Okay," and we went off again. He was allowed that. He really enjoyed that new level of connection with me and the centeredness, the groundedness. He loved it. So I heard him and it was like, yeah, okay, come on. It's your turn. And it's amazing. I love communication. I love to be heard. I love it when they tell me what they want. They can't always have it, like my dinner. They Vega comes and puts her head on my knee, and it's well, you're not getting it. There's some things I do say no. You're not having everything that you want. I'm not allowed everything I want, even though I would want lots of things. I can't have them. Same for the dogs.
Yeah, but is that big thing about what you want, what you need?
Yes.
Needs more important than want,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at the dogs. So I always look at what they need first before I work on them. I've just been to see a very cheeky little mini schnauzer. He's only 6 months. He got jumped on by a spaniel. He's a bit frightened now about other dogs. We went out for a walk. He reminds me of Bob Carolgee's dog Spit. He looks exactly the same. Jet black little dog, scruffy as you like. But we're just looking at. I was chatting to the guy, and I said, if you look at this dog's body language, you learn to read him. He tells you exactly what he needs. He's telling you exactly what to do. And once we started doing that from this little dog's instruction, if you like, he was much, much better. He could do what we gave him the space to work. We gave him the decision to either get closer or move away. He was happy as Larry. He did really, really well, bless him. But it's just, I keep saying this to people. We get our dogs. We have dogs. Most people don't see them as a privilege. But we look at our dogs, but we don't observe our dogs.
Mm.
We look at them; they're just there. We don't spend time to properly watch them. What's that ear doing? What's that tail doing? What's that leg doing? We don't do that, and I think that's so wrong. And yet they do it to us within the 30 seconds we get them.
Oh, I do it. I like it. I enjoy it, and I I have immense moments of quiet for somebody who's I'm a fidget person. I love watching them. It's amazing how they react to things. And ears are very interesting because Polo had a comb over ear as a puppy. It was quite revolting because he's got long frowsy bits, and so it literally looked like a comb over. And I thought, well, I hope this ear does something different because it's not a good look. And it's amazing. That was stress in his ear, and it did adjust. And I've seen that with lots of puppies and puppy pictures and things, how their ear position is, they're holding on to a lot there, but you can imagine the tension around there, and his ear changed, and now he's got Fraggle Rock ears. But luckily he doesn't have a comb over ear anymore.
It's fascinating. My friend of mine does cranial sacral therapy on dogs and horses and people and that kind of stuff. And
Oh,
it's very, very interesting when you sort of see what she does, and these dogs. It's yeah, I can't explain it, but it seems to work, and I like that. If it works, it works.
it's a good energy healing method, and animals are so open to energy work. It's yeah,
Well,
it's
ever want to meet her, let me know. I'll introduce you.
yes, I'd love that.
It's not too far
That's
from me. You'll get on well.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, cool. Well, look, thank you so much for doing this. It was lovely to get you on here for a bit of a chat, and we'll put this on the page a bit later on.
And we have the video, the Crufts video as well. We can pop up.
Do you know, I look like I'm catching flies. My mouth fell open. I had no idea where my dog had gone. And I mean, I really didn't know what was going on. Being autistic in the middle of the arena with the lights and things, it's like, where am I? I was looking at my hands before, which is left, which is right. What's a hand? Where do I tell him? What do I do? And oh, he had a ball. He did it 4 years running. Absolutely. We might or might not have tweaked some of the later movements, which I will never reveal. Might have. But I gave up trying to do agility with him. That was no point. He does anti-agility. Sorry, agility people, but that's what he does. Vega would probably be very good at it. Polo took over and he went to Crufts. And oh God, you can't make this up. I've tripped and fell flat on my face. Channel 4 have it, and I really hurt myself. How I managed to slip, I don't know, because I was going quite slowly. And I got to my knees, and Polo came up and put his paws round my neck and gave me a big cuddle. And I heard the audience go, oh. But Crufts never played it. I know they thought I had too much airtime with Cretu, whatever. But Channel 4 did. It's a lovely, lovely clip, but nobody came to see if I was okay. And I went down like a sack of potatoes. That green stuff is horrible, but a lot of dogs fall on that. That's not good to have a sport like agility on something potentially dangerous. A lot of dogs have fallen on that. And I mean, I was going slowly and I just went down. But I wouldn't like to be running fast going round a corner.
Wow.
No, it's quite slippery, isn't it? It's quite slippery.
Yes, but Polo actually does do good agility, but I don't. I've the age thing is wrong now because I can't run. How they run and keep up with them and do the rest of it, I can't do that.
Well, we'll have to get you back on when you get this new book on the go. We'll get you back on and talk about that one as well. But it's been really fascinating to chat with you. No doubt I'll see you again soon.
You will.
Potentially moving a bit more local.
Possibly.
Yeah.
The place I went to see I didn't like, but
Okay.
no. But who knows? Who knows? I'm still looking, so we shall see.
Well, I think you're going on the 31st, aren't you, to the dog show? I'll see you anyway, so that'd be good.
Okay.
Excellent.
Lovely to talk to you both.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Always a pleasure, and we'll speak to you again soon.
And we'll pop up the link for the book as well.
Oh, that's
put up the video for the laugh, and we'll pop up the link for the book. So if people want to catch up on everything. So listen, thank you so much for joining us today. This is really interesting. Really, really interesting. I love your outlook, and just the way you honor and celebrate their lives and have that lovely perspective, rather than what I find a lot of pet guardians, they just focus on the fact that the room is empty, not all this love that once filled it.
There's a big attachment to loss, and it's something I might like to work with at some point, because people need to let go, and honor the life rather than attach. Energy is, you have light energy, which is love and happiness, and when you walk your dog, you know, you get joy and all these things. But then heavy energy, which brings us down, is illness and depression and sadness and all the rest of it. And you can either you can clean it in lots of ways, and but when you're covered in around heavy energy, and it gets you can't find happiness, you can't laugh, and it's important that you let that go. Bird song is light energy. I love listening to the birds, and yeah, we can have little adjustments to help us have more light in our life, and that's important. We're all going to face illness, and we're all going to face dark days and depression and sadness, and but making those adjustments to bring the light back in keeps us going.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, Bear's telling me he needs to go out just because the smell in this room now is getting quite rough. So I'm going to go and let him out because clearly he needs out. Even that was just not very well. Oh, blimey. But yeah, it's been lovely to speak to you, Tess, and we will see you again very soon.
Yeah, I look forward.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.